Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. So I got a new Melody Susie nail file recently and I'm going to be giving it a test out. I had said that I was going to leave these nails on for as long as possible and just let them fall off or start chipping away themselves. I've lost nail polish on this one. It started chipping away, but to be fair, when I done these, I almost felt like I didn't cure this one properly. Um, But yeah, so I'm just gonna file these off and then give them a soak off. And I don't know what I'm gonna do with my nails after. I might just maybe put a layer of builder gel over them and leave them as is just for a little while. Yes, Carl, I would love a cup of tea. I would love a cup of tea, thank you. Everybody say hi, Carl. I'm just, every time I go to film, something interrupts. But yes, so this is where I'm going to stop talking and you're going to hear, I'm going to try and find something funky for you to listen to, but don't forget to like and subscribe. talking, I'm just gonna cover my fingers in cuticle oil because I am about to put them into acetone, and I just don't want my skin being ruined. My hands are already so dry, so dried out from lamps and stuff. I rarely ever moisturize any of my skin, so I'm like a wee handbag or something. I'm just gonna clip them down a little bit because honestly I don't know what my natural nail is like underneath, so I don't want to clip them too short. Just short enough that I'm not wasting a load of acetone on what I don't need. Like that nail, that thumbnail, I could probably very nearly pull that tip off, but I'm trying not to pull tips off. It's so bad for your nails. I'm trying to take really good care of my nails now. So literally one of these wee dishes filled with boiling water and the top put on. And I'm gonna leave that to the side because when I put boiling water in it with the acetone in the wee bits on top, the acetone actually heats up very hot. So I let it cool down for a wee bit. You can actually, when you put boiling water in, you can see the acetone bubbling sometimes. So I'm gonna let that cool down just a little bit before I put these in. I'm gonna give these probably like a 10-minute soak, remove some of it, and then if there's only a little bit left over, I'll maybe wrap the nails in foil for 10 minutes. So while I'm waiting on that cooling down, I'm gonna start filing this hand off. So I had that in acetone dipped in for about 10 minutes, I think. Because of the boiling water, the acetone heated up quickly and just sizzles them off quicker. If anybody has any tips for how to get the manky nail glue quickly off things without drying, drop a comment because I always get these manky bits and sometimes I get distracted and the glue out of the acetone hardens so quickly again on the actual, I don't know if you can see, on the actual tool itself. I usually just do this. But sometimes you do still get, I'm trying to figure my camera out here, sometimes you do still get wee little bits still inside it. And see on this hand. So yeah, like I said, once it's out of the acetone, you need to actually work quick because the glue hardens very quickly again. And it's Beetle's nail glue I use. Beetle's gel glue. So I think I'm gonna I'm gonna wrap these in tin foil just to get the last wee remaining bits off while I am soaking off this hand then with the same method. This has been a fun video, I have to say. I'm trying to give people grace because they bought me new nail files, but they keep interrupting. Right, so that's them with one bowl soak off. What I'm gonna do is just wrap them in some acetone soaked foils and just get the last wee bits and then go around my cuticles and stuff with my new nail file. I don't know if it's been a case that the new file has just stripped my extensions bare to the bone because usually I'm on my third soak off or second soak off. So that's one bowl soak off and all I'm having to do is just a wee bit of foils. And see, to be honest, I probably on some wouldn't even need the foils, but I'm just going to give them all a foil soak and then get the last wee bits off with my file. That's them with a wee foil soak off now. So I really don't have much work to do with the nail file, I only need to really take the wee bits of glue off that are maybe missed around the cuticle. I don't know if you're getting... And honestly, when it comes to prep work and stuff like that, I would not take what I'm doing. I would honestly look into going over to a qualified nail tech's videos and learn how to do the proper prep. With me, I get lazy and I just march to the beat of my own drum. So don't get me wrong, I have picked up a lot of tips. This is just glue that's just so dried in here. I have picked up tips that, because when I first started out, like, I was hacking my file into my cuticle area. I was ending up with rings of fire. I ruined nails, to be honest, at the start, because I just didn't look into proper prep work and like how to use the tools like the files properly. I was just like all over my nails and had them in terrible condition. It's only been this past, I would say, 6 months, I have managed to get my nails into a bit of a better condition. Like, this little indexie went to my front door when I was I would say maybe 14 or 15, and I woke up late for school, rushed getting ready, and my old home used to have this big, heavy wooden front door, and I got my hand caught on it. Actually, not got my hand caught on it, I slammed it in my hand, and this little indexie, after a while, completely fell off. And I'm left with, you'll not see on this side because there's nail dust and everything, but I have a little scar there. And you'll see better maybe on this side, if I can wrap my arm around my light. And then there's a little scar on that side right there. And this nail is actually, right now, the way that it is the longest I maybe have ever had it, because it just for years refused to grow. And I was just like, I'm just going to have a deformed nail the rest of my life. And just as I was getting over it, especially, like I said, this past year, I've been like, it's growing. How is it growing at 39 and it wouldn't grow in my 20s? So I'm literally just running around my cuticle area and getting the last tiny, tiny wee bits of glue off. And then I'm going to give them a little trim with my cuticle nippers. And I'm going to do that off camera because I just don't want people screaming in the comments. I'm hacking everything away. And then I'm just going to use this big ball drill bit to drill away any wee bits of glue around my hand. I was actually told you're better doing this when you have a bit of cuticle oil rubbed in, but since today's manic panic day, I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to go give them a wee scrub. And that's them. I just smothered some cuticle oil around. But yeah, That's my little naturals. I probably will when I do my next extensions. I will file them down. I'm keeping them short for the meantime because I have a lot of gardening to do. So I didn't want to do a pretty set or have a pretty set and start snapping them and breaking them all off. But yeah, so that's how I do a soak off anyway. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like and subscribe. Peace out.